something to tell someone else, to share someone with someone to help them get through a tough time. This is a night of celebration. I'm with Tess Bridges, and I'm so excited to be with you guys tonight for the Charge Pink Champagne Gala. Put your hands together. This is an amazing event.
And I guess one of my greatest testaments of being a patient navigator, because there's been many times where I thought about throwing in the towel and stop doing it. Being young and then being a navigator for young women and so many of them dying and just feeling like, Lord, you know, I don't understand this.
But I never thought cancer. Who's thinking about cancer at 25, right? So I go into the doctor, and the doctor tells me and my husband, after we were so impatient, because I mean, I got a video shoot, we got things to do, I got to go. Come on now, can you call me and tell me these results? Right? I'm 25, I guess a little bit arrogant. I remember the assistant looking at me, and for some reason in that moment, her face turned into my mother's face. She looked at me, and whatever her words really were, it looked like she said, look, little red girl, go sit your tail down and wait to hear what your doctor got to tell you. Me and my husband looked at each other like two kids and just sat down. We didn't say anything. We didn't even want to have a conversation about the possibilities of what that tone in her voice really meant. Got to the back of the room, and the doctor told me that I was positive. And so I said, when you say positive, what you mean? I'm positively not? Like, what does that even mean? That I was positive for cancer. My husband got emotional. I'm rubbing him. So I said, okay, if we got to do this, then I'll choose the radiation because I don't want to lose all this hair. She said, oh, no, baby, it don't work like that. You don't get to pick and choose what you get. So my husband was ready to call everything off, the video shoot, everything. He was ready for everything to stop. I said, are you kidding me? Even more now. We got to run hard like never before. Because I know that I have a testimony to share with somebody. We're going to get through this because God ain't going to give it to me. And He's not going to allow us to get it.
So medicine for me quickly became a job. It was something, a learned task that I did from 9 to 5. When I was done at 5, I went home and I didn't take cancer home with me. So over the years, you know, it wasn't fun anymore. You know, the bureaucracy with the hospital, the insurance companies. You know, I just started to think to myself, is this what I really want to do? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Towards the end of 2014, I really started to question, you know, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And I asked God, you know, let me know, you know, what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. And how many of you know when you ask God a question, He does answer?
27 years ago, I became a Georgia peach, blessing my mother adored. At the age of 27, my mother learned of only 2 options that were given as metaphors. The doctor said, it's up to you which door you choose to fight for. My mother, being the strong woman that she is, said, oh no, I will beat this in the flesh, so please say no more. Unfortunately, I laid my mother to rest, for her soul and mind was strong, but just not her temporary flesh. The tender years of 20 sure has a significance running through my DNA, wouldn't you say? Through the hard pill to swallow, I learned through hardship, trouble could possibly always come my way. I was upset and angry because it made no sense. Couldn't grasp the overflow coming from within. Not my family, come on, why them? Why on earth take away 2 maternal aunts and even 2 maternal cousins that gave life to others from within? But most importantly, I lost a familiar part of me. The me I speak of, oh boy, is this rare. Like a cool breeze that comes right when you need it to escape from the awful heat blowing through one's natural hair. See, it used to be too painful to share, but my testimony, after surviving the death of my mother, 2 rapes and a home invasion, you would think I was already dead. But in actuality, it is what got me to clear the air. The air that was fogged with anger, with family questions and why not me instead. Then my turn came around, and in the midst of it all, I found my flesh to be weak and dead. Then before I knew it, a new blessing was to reveal itself up ahead. I became the first to win my family's hereditary disease. So yes, I hold my head high as I walk in confidence, so please let me be. The ego I wear on my shoulder now doesn't come from arrogance or a cocky place of being cancer-free. It doesn't come from a voice who isn't reminded of her past, but comes from a place of being set free. to express forgiveness and show gratitude. I tell my patients all the time, if it didn't rain, nothing would ever grow. And because of this blessing, I get to reap what I've sowed. Just know, as I look back, I couldn't be more at ease. So when people ask me, do you still ask yourself, why me? I laugh and answer the question with a question. Why not me?
I met Alexia's through someone else, and it was so crazy, the bond that we shared, and we clicked automatically. And then we found out that we are Memphis girls. Memphis, Tennessee, yes. Any more Memphis? Okay, good. we just found out we had so much in common, and when I tell you, she has been a sister, she's been a shoulder to cry on, she's heard me plenty of late nights, and I'm just going through it. She styles me. Yes, Colin Turner Couture. Everything you see, when you see the hashtags and you see me on social media, that's who styles me right there. But more than anything, she is a friend. And I don't know if y'all know, friends are far-fetched. You know, they're hard to come by, real friends. Real friends, let's be honest here. But I mean, there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't keep her in prayer, because I know she does the same for me. And she's really like, she got about 12 titles. See, she got the State Farm, then she's the doctor, and then she's the stylist. I mean, she's got about, and she's not done, y'all. She gets it in. And I'm so proud of her, and I'm so proud that to call her my friend, my sister. And she's gonna come up and share a little bit about her and her experience with cancer.
Hi, my name is Dr. Alexia French, and I am a State Farm agent, but I'm also one of many of us that have been affected by this demon called cancer. My grandmother died of cancer when I was a young soldier in the United States Army, and then my cousin recently died about 2 years ago with breast cancer, both of them with breast cancer. And then recently, I just moved to Atlanta. I was dating my boyfriend, Colin, whom I love very much, and we'd only been dating for about 5 months, and we got the news of our lives. I remember when I first met Colin always complained about his mouth not feeling too good, and he said he was going to the doctor, and then he didn't go to the doctor, and then he said he was going to the doctor, and then he didn't go to the doctor, and then one day I said, we're going to the doctor today. And we went into the doctor, and we never thought that the news would be what it was. As I listened to Dr. Tanya talk about her experience, you know, you never think it's going to be cancer, at least I didn't. And he sat in the room, and they had to take his blood pressure about 5 different times because his blood pressure just kept getting higher and higher. And I looked at him, I said, Colin, what's wrong with you? He said, I just know it's not good. And I said, okay. So the doctor came in and began to look in his mouth, and Colin began to tell him that he went to a doctor before, and he took some antibiotics, and then the doctor looked at Colin and said, well, antibiotics is not going to cure this. This is cancer. Yes, he said it just like that. I'm sure he didn't go to the same school you went to, Dr. Tanya, but he said it just like that. And I mean, immediately Colin he just lost it, right? I mean, he just ran out of the room, and I ran out of the room behind him, and I said, I didn't know what to do at first. And then, you know, I was in the military. One of the things, yes, I got a lot of titles. I was a soldier in the United States Army. I rappelled from helicopters. I jumped from airplanes. I was all that I could be. I did all of that, right? And so, you know, after I saw him and he was so frantic, I just immediately began to go back to my military training. So I got in fight mode. So I looked at him and I said, okay, I understand this is not the best news, and I'm going to give you a moment. I'm going to even give you a day, maybe 2. But we can't stay in this state. We have to get on the whole armor of God and get ready to battle against this enemy. Okay, so I began to tell him, I just began to prophesy to him in that little corner, because he ran out of the doctor's office. I don't know where he ran to. I don't know. It was a storage room or something. I don't know. We just sitting there, and he going in, and I'm like, okay, so I just began to prophesy, and I said, you know what? I said, yes, you've been, you know, we don't know if it's cancer anyway. The doctor don't know. He ain't did a biopsy. He just looking. He don't know anyway. We're not claiming that. So he did the biopsy, and he came back, and I said, well, that's okay. You have cancer. That's fine. But we're going to beat this thing. And since since that day, December the 3rd, I'll never forget it, 2015, we have been on the battlefield fighting, and we're still fighting, and we're confident that we're going to come out victorious. And so one of the things that I want to share with you guys tonight is both from an insurance and financial expert perspective as well as a caregiver. So let me tell you, regardless of your socioeconomic status, stop thinking this stuff is just for rich, wealthy people with a whole lot of money. Everybody needs an insurance and financial plan. And let me tell you why. Nobody knows when you're going to get this diagnosis. It could be cancer. It could be something else. We don't know what it could be. But if you have the right tools and resources in place, it's better able to be managed. So let me tell you about a few things. Colin and I met. I'm an insurance agent, so I'm always talking about State Farm. I told him that he owned a business. I said, well, if you own a business and you have a business partner, you should have a life insurance policy so that in case something happens to you, the business and your legacy can continue. Colin got the life insurance, got plenty of life insurance. Of course, when they did the screening, nobody was screening for cancer. He has the life insurance policy, but guess what? If he didn't have that policy, he would never be able to get life insurance. But because he knows the Alexis branch, he has a life insurance policy. He has a life insurance policy. His legacy will live on. I'm not saying he's going to die today or tomorrow, but if he lives to be 80, he still has a life insurance policy, and his dreams can be fulfilled because he took proactive measures. Now, another thing I want you guys to think about is medical insurance. People say, well, I can't afford all that medical insurance. You can't afford not to have it. Because when you get a cancer diagnosis, it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you can't afford one bill, one chemotherapy treatment will drain your bank account. You take 3 or 4, it will drain your life savings. It will drain your retirement. It will take everything from you. But if you have the right things in place, okay? You have the right things in place like disability insurance. Not just what they give you on the job, you have your own disability insurance. Other things we call hospital indemnity. You know, when you're going through chemotherapy, it's an outpatient treatment, and see with State Farm and other companies, but I'm going to talk about Alexis Branch State Farm. With State Farm, you get $250 a day. Some people don't make $250 a day, but as a cancer patient, if you can get $250 a day while that chemo is going through and you can't work, that's a blessing to you. And their premium is only $25. You understand about why it's so important to have an insurance and financial plan so that while you're battling this thing physically, that you're not drained financially. Because when we get off of the battlefield, we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate. But who can celebrate when you don't have no money? Let's just keep it real tonight. And so you can pay a little small premium to secure your financial future. So I want to offer everyone in here a free insurance and financial review. Again, I'm located at 3522 Habersham in North Lake. My table is outside. You can come and see me. So now that I talk about that, that's what pays the bills. That's my sponsorship piece. Now let me talk to you guys about the caregiver piece. Being right there next to someone who's battling this is, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff. Like I said, I jumped out of planes with 100 pounds of equipment on me. I've crawled with bullets flying over my head. I've done, and I also lived in Memphis, so kind of the same thing as I did. Yep. So I've endured all of those things, but I have never seen something take someone down. Colin is a very strong person, mentally and physically. But when you have that chemotherapy and that radiation, and then he had chemotherapy and radiation simultaneously, it turns you into a different person. And then she said, you can't get through this by yourself. You can't. But I think I heard somebody say, the first performance, she said, we don't give pity parties as cancer caregivers. We can't. Like when I was in the military, all the thing I knew was that I had to keep my poker face on. So even when I want to cry, because it hurts me so bad, I have to be the drill sergeant and say, no, you can't do that. You got to take your medicine right now. You got to eat right now. If you don't eat, then you can't fight. That's all I know is to fight.
Charge Up, Charge Pink Champagne Gala is here, and we're here to stay. And we would like to thank each and every one of you for all that you've done for us, whether that be reposting or whatever. But we want to celebrate tonight and give toast to just life itself. Toast.
Hey everyone, this is Simply Teresa. I am here at the Charge Up, Charge Pink Champagne Gala, and we are just wrapping up. I am so excited to have done an event that's celebrating cancer survivors and caregivers. We had a dynamic time, individuals came out and supported hard. So I'm so grateful, and I'm asking you to continue to donate to the cause at www.gofundme.com/ChargePink2016, and that's PYNK. So jump on board, support us, because we are headed to your city next.
Hi, my name is Audrey Orr, and I am here at the Pink Champagne Gala, and this is an amazing event that was put together by Shressa, and it was just touching. Everything was touching from beginning to end, from the dancers to the singing and everyone who spoke. Every single thing that happened tonight was heartfelt, but the most important sentiment that was in the room was strength and making sure that we all understand that we have a purpose here, and every single moment is important, and we have to live life to the absolute fullest. So I'm just so thankful to the Charge Up campaign for allowing me to be a part of this amazing event, and I look forward to continuing to support. There is a GoFundMe that is still available. It's live, and we want to make sure that we do everything that we can to help support this cause and be able to go all over the United States. So please make sure that you support this, and just an amazing event. If you weren't here, you need to make sure that you're here next year. It is something that you have to experience. You can't just see it, you have to experience it. So I'm Audrey Ori.
What's going on, Spotlight? This is your girl, Boss Chick Janet Jackson, and I am here at the Charge Up, Charge Pink campaign gala, where I had the honor and the privilege to be one of your hosts tonight. It was fantastic. If you missed it, trust me, you missed a treat. We're gonna come back even harder. Congratulations, Shressa. We love you. Charge Up, Charge Pink.
Hey, how are you, Shressa? This was a wonderful event. I'm so glad that you asked me to be a part of this cause. We've been in tears. My lashes done got messed up the whole time, but thank you so much for everything. Beautiful event. I love you.
Hi, this is your girl, Lady Lexi, Dr. Alexia's friend, State Farm agent located here in Atlanta, Georgia. I had a wonderful time here tonight at the Charge Up, Charge Pink Champagne Gala with my girl, Shressa. Such a wonderful cause. We are here having a celebration of life, and I am so excited and honored to be a part of such a great event. See you guys next year. Charge Up, Charge Pink.
All right, hey guys, we are here live at Charge Up, Charge Pink 2016 with Miss Teresa. I just want to say big shouts out to you for being so courageous, obedient, and just getting this thing out. The support was phenomenal. People drove in from everywhere. It was such an honor for me to host 2016 Charge Up, Charge Pink, the Pink Champagne Gala. And I'm looking forward to working very, very closely with this movement. This was a blessing in so many ways, just to hear the testimonies of not just survivors, but those caregivers who are right by the sides of those people who are fighting. Those caregivers, I tell you, if you know anybody that's fighting cancer, that's going through it, that went through it, it's not too late. Encourage them, support them, and just be there for them. So check your girl out. I'm China Bethley everywhere, CEO of Rich Inc., and I look forward to connecting with you guys all over.
To all who did not come support the Charge Up campaign, the Pink Champagne second annual gala, you missed out on an amazing event. We had some amazing sponsors, entertainment, speakers, hosts. Shressa did an amazing job. See you next year. Great things to come.